Also, if you read my book, Culture Warrior, you know I describe Tom Brokaw as the most liberal of the big three anchors, those being the late Peter Jennings, rather, and Mr. Brokaw. My opinion has been bolstered by this.
The debate that goes on here about Guantanamo and about access to people's private records, and then to say that we're going to install in Iraq a judicial system and a democratic form of government and have something that resembled the worst kind of nightmare out of the old American West. Not much dignity. He was a god-awful man, Saddam Hussein, and he did have a trial, but not have control of the execution and to have it really just fuel more sectarian violence at a time when we're trying to dampen that is not helpful, which is an understatement.
Mr. Brokaw echoing the far-left position that Saddam's execution was somehow the United States' fault, and we are bad for letting it happen the way it did. Joining us now from Washington is the aforementioned Jane Hall, becoming a major star, and from Miami, Bernard Goldberg still has bruises from his CNBC confrontation. Okay, now, what I'm trying to get at here, so everybody understands, is that you have a major shift in a major news organization. Today's show, very powerful, Brian Williams News, they have Dateline NBC, they have 2 cable networks. It's a business decision to go to the left. Bernie, am I wrong?
Well, I was going to ask you, why do you think it's a business decision?
Because I feel that they think the country has shifted away.
Exactly.
Right. And that they'll get more viewers and if they do that.
If that's your position, I'm with you. I think when they declared the fighting in Iraq a civil war, for instance, they did that less than 3 weeks after the election, when the Americans rejected not only the Republicans but rejected in large part what was going on in Iraq. I think they've made a decision as if they're saying, you know, we're the network that speaks for all of you out there in America. And to that extent, it is a business decision. I think MSNBC is a different matter altogether. They're a very liberal network, but I think there's a reason for that, and I think it's a business reason too. It's counter-programming. When the Super Bowl is on, ESPN is running, you know, Brian Boitano figure skating extravaganzas because anybody who doesn't like the Super Bowl might watch that. I think MSNBC is the non-Fox network, and I think they're saying anybody who hates Fox, anybody who hates Bill O'Reilly, come over here.
Yeah, sure. There's no question they're doing that. But that's got to be sanctioned at the highest level. The irresponsibility they show has to be sanctioned, Jane, at the highest levels, and it is being sanctioned. And I'm disturbed by it because I don't believe it's honest. I believe it's a calculated decision to attack people in the hopes of getting viewers, which is sleazy to say the least.
Well, I think you have to differentiate. I agree with Bernie. I think on the prime time, on some of their talk show hosts, they have made a decision to go after Fox, to be the anti-Fox, the anti-O'Reilly. Their audience is small, but it has grown, and I think they're going to do more of that.
Sure they will.
That is different, and I stand by what I said from saying that NBC Nightly News, which, by the way, is about to celebrate 10 years of being the highest-rated newscast in the country, is among those 3 network newscasts, is somehow moving to the left. I mean, I think you're taking
Jane,
one.
How can you possibly say that? Wait a minute, Jane, hold it. When Tony Snow says the chief White House correspondent, David Gregory, is a partisan.
Yeah, but
now,
you know
how
what?
Can you
He apologized.
And he's right. Snow is right.
Wait, let me finish. First of all, Tony Snow apologized.
Oh, baloney. You know why he apologized.
Well, no, wait. But, I mean, if you're going to talk about Tom Brokaw and take a quote from Don Imus to represent a whole career, you could take his eulogy of Gerald R. Ford and say that shows Republican bias. I mean, you have cherry-picked 3 small examples.
I can give you 10. Well, I mean, look, I wrote Culture Warrior far before this.
I don't think
I lay out in the book. Look, people got on me and they said, no way Tom Brokaw is more liberal than Dan Rather. No way. That can possibly happen. And I'm saying you're wrong. He hit it better. He hit it better. But here's his history. Here's what he does.
All he is saying in that clip, and I tend to agree with you about the media sympathizing with Saddam. I'm actually with the Fox people on this. But he is, if you listen to what he said, he He is trying to say it is causing more violence. I just disagree with trying to smear an entire news division. Tim Russert, David Gregory, the Today Show. I don't think there's not a cabal out there.
There isn't one conservative, Bernie, not one conservative commentator that
How
works
about
for
Joe
NBC
Scarborough,
News
even
at
on
this time.
Joe
He doesn't work
Scarborough.
for...
Wait a minute, let me finish. They've had Rush Limbaugh on with Tim Russert, and I think that's thanks. No, they've had other people on. I just really disagree with
I like the Today Show. I do the show all the time. Matt Lauer is a liberal. Vieira is a liberal. Ann Curry is a liberal. The Weatherman is a liberal.
Do you think that
all
NBC...
of them, right down the line, toe the same politically correct...
Bill,
Go ahead, Bernie.
Bill, a few weeks ago, Jane said, my good friend Jane Hall said...
Right, Brutus is an honorable man, right.
That she doesn't know who these liberals are in the media. Now look,
I didn't say I don't know who these liberals are.
Yes, you did. You said I've been in newsrooms. You said I've been in newsrooms, and I don't know what liberals you're talking about.
You find
the media is a liberal.
Let's talk about Fox News.
Let Bernie go in. Go, Bernie.
The media in America, well, and much of the world, is a liberal institution. So Brokaw is going to say things like that, and David Gregory is going to get into it with the spokesman for the White House. These are not bad people. I mean, what Brokaw said, there's a lot of truth in what he said, especially about what a circus the execution was.
Let me just say, the reason...
It's just that wait, hold on just a half a second. It's just that when you have no diversity in the media, very, very little diversity in the big-time media, and there isn't, not diversity of opinion, you're going to get this stuff all the time. And every week we're going to be here talking about a different subject, but it all goes back to the same root. And the root is the media is populated overwhelmingly by people who are left of center.
Go ahead, Jane.
Let me just say, the reporting on NBC Nightly News, I think, is worthy of respect. It is fair. And I think we could talk about Fox News and what a lot of people think about the opinion on Fox News. You guys only see one side of this, and you only take a few examples.
We can talk about Fox News. Maybe we'll do that next week. But I will make a prediction that ABC News will beat, this year, 2007, NBC News. Because many people in the center, independents, are seeing what I'm seeing. Jane, Bernie, always a pleasure. And we'll talk about Fox News next.